Hey you guys, this is D. Edwards. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. For those of you all who don't know me, I enjoy helping startup business owners to start, grow, and build profitable and sustainable businesses and a big old bank account. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you guys so much for catching the replay. So listen, I believe that you can be saved and paid all at the same time. So today I want to talk to you about making a choice. That's right. I want to talk to you about making a choice. I want to talk to you about your next move. I gotta talk to you about some things that you must do before you go into the new year. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you to all of our replay viewers. Let me know where you're viewing from. Listen, let me know where you're viewing from, because I need to know where you're coming from. Hey you guys, I'm here. Hey you guys. All right. So I'll just go ahead and get started and just share with you guys what was happening with me yesterday, and why I feel like this video is very imperative to your next move, and it's very imperative to what the Lord wants to do. But there are some things that you're going to have to decide to do. There are some choices that you have to decide to make. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey V, hey Tony, hey Mom. Thanks so much for tuning in. So listen, so yesterday I was preparing for an event, and as I was preparing for the event, I had a lot of stuff in my hand. I had like my cup of coffee, I had my iPad, I had just a bunch of important things that was in my hand, and the Lord began to speak to me, because as I was trying to carry everything, my coffee, it began to spill. Now those of you all who know me know that I enjoy drinking coffee like every day. So I was like, oh my God, my coffee is about to spill. And I began to hear the Lord saying that you're gonna have to make a choice. D, what are you willing to do to save the coffee? And then I kept thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to let something drop. I'm gonna have to let some go in order to save this coffee. And God was just beginning to show me coffee is the thing that I desire. What's up, Intercessor Militia? Coffee is the thing that I desire. Coffee is the thing that I love. Coffee is the thing that I do every day, that's part of my everyday life. And so God was like, what are you willing to do to save this? And some of you all right now that you're in the midst of a battle, you're right in the midst where you have to make choices and decisions about your next move. What do you need to let go? What do you need to choose in order to save your coffee? There's some things that you're going to have to let go. Watch this. And the things that I had in my hand, all of them was of importance to me. All of them was important to me. But if I didn't make the right choice, I was going to spill what I knew that I loved. And so as you began to go into this new season, as you began to go into your next season, you gotta make a choice. You're going to have to decide whether or not you're going to let go of that thing that is of importance to you. Are you going to drop your coffee? Are you going to allow it to spill, trying to hold on to something else? And some of us, we're so busy with trying to hold on to everything in our life that we're weighed down to the fact that the Lord cannot move us forward because we have not made a choice. The Bible said, how long are you going to waver between two opinions? You're going to have to make a choice. Even he said that you're going to love him or you're going to love money, but you cannot serve two gods. And most of you all have been like in a point of your life where you've been going back and forth, and the Bible called that lukewarm. And he said that he do not like lukewarm. He said that he will begin to spew the lukewarm person out of his mouth. You're going to have to decide as you go into this next year, as you go into this next season, as you go into this next day, what are you going to lay aside? What do you have to lay down in order to have the very thing that God has for you? Are you willing to hold on to your coffee? You gotta listen. And I share with you guys this. Coffee is what I love. Coffee is what I drink. Coffee is part of my everyday life. And as I was holding everything, God was began to say, D, all you gotta do is lay this other stuff down and you will no longer spill the coffee. But I said, God, I don't want to lay all of this down because I'm trying to get to my destination. I got some things that I gotta do. And it's although it's difficult, it's best that I hold everything. And God was saying that you can't do it, D. He said that as I elevate you, you can't hold on to stuff. But watch this. God told me, he said, D, if you lay everything down for your coffee, that I will give you the ability to go back and get the things that you laid down. So as I put the other stuff down, I was able to secure my coffee, go and put my coffee in a secure spot, and I went back and grabbed the things that I laid down. But in that moment, I had to make a choice about my next move. Before I could take another step, I had to choose. D, are you going to try and carry it all and risk dropping and losing everything? Or will you just trust me to make a decision? Lay that stuff down so that you can hold on to your coffee. And when I laid that stuff down, I was able to hold on to my coffee. Thank you guys for sharing this out. I was able to hold on to my coffee, go and put it in a secure place. And I want you to know that as you're making choices and decisions in your life, because the Lord loves you so much, that you're not going to lose in this next season. You just got to make a choice today about your next move. Make a choice, make a decision, decide and stick with it. Because what happened is so many times that you'll make a decision and you'll waver back and forth. You're going to have to stick with the decision that you're going to have to stick with the decision and watch God work. Stop going back and forth. You cannot be double-minded regarding your next move. Either you're going to be with them or you're going to leave them. Either you're going to start this business or you're not. Either you're going to stay at your job or you're going to leave it. Make the decision. Make the decision. And the reason why some of you all are not seeing the hand of God, the reason why you're not seeing the movement of God is because God does not operate in lukewarmness. He's not going to go back and forth with you. So God is sitting like this, waiting on you to make a decision, to make a choice. And once you make a choice, you'll begin to see God show up on your behalf. You'll begin to see that all God wanted to do was to save the thing that you loved. My God. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted you to keep it all. He wanted you to keep it all. God wanted me to keep the coffee. And when the coffee began to spill, I said, oh my God, my coffee is spilling. And the Lord said, just put some stuff down out of your hands. And I was so busy, watch this. I was so busy thinking about what I had to do next. I was so busy worried about my time. I was trying to figure out how I can keep it all and stay on the same time. And God said that you can't even worry about timing. You can't worry about timing in your next season. Because your timing is not the timing of God. God does not operate in Chronos time. Chronos time is 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the clock that you see. But Kairos time is what you want to be in. You want to be in the timing and in the alignment and the appointed time of God. God, I want to be in your Kairos moment, not your Chronos. Chronos is what people see. Chronos means that people see that you're delayed. People say that you're too old to have a baby. People say that you done waited too long to get married. That's Chronos time. That is people's timing. But when you operate in the Chronos time of God, that he would give you a baby when your womb is supposed to be shut. Come on, Hannah, Sarah, Elizabeth. People said they was too old to have a baby. But when you operate in the Chronos time of God, his timing is not like everybody else's. So I was so busy trying to keep up with the Chronos time that I was spilling. I was spilling what was good for me. And God was like, I'm trying to show you, D, how to hold on to everything. I'm trying to show you how you can keep everything. But today you got to make a choice. Today you're going to have to decide to put something on the back burner so that you can move forward. And I see an illustration of the Lord showing me that you guys got baggages just like this. I'm talking about so much baggage that you can't move forward. You got this good thing that's right ahead of you. Some of you all got this good man that's right here ahead of you, but because of your baggage from the past, it won't even allow you to love what's ahead of you. You keep thinking about the failures that you made before. You keep talking about the mistakes that you made, but you can't even recognize the good thing that is before you. And God is saying, lay all of that aside so that you can put all of your energy into what's right here. Isn't it funny that the Bible would say, forget all about the formal things He said, forget the formal things. Before he said in Isaiah that he was doing a new thing, will you look around and just see it? Before he could even say that, he said that we needed to forget about the formal things. And there are some things that you're going to need to forget about in order for you to make this choice that's right here ahead of you. In order for you to make this decision that's right before you. Make a choice. And listen, and what I hear the Spirit of the Lord said, that as you make a choice, as you make a decision, it has nothing to do with your emotions. Emotions is that of the flesh. See, some of you all been making emotional decisions. Oh my God, I'm about to preach to myself. Emotional decisions. Oh, because he ain't loving you a certain way or the way that make you feel good, he must not be the one for me. Oh my. Because he ain't making you feel like so-and-so made you feel, he must not be the right one. Now, isn't it funny that he was the right one in the beginning, but now your emotions are all tangled up? He ain't the right one? Okay. Okay. You're going to have to make a choice. You're going to make a choice. And as you make a choice, God is going to allow you to recoup everything that you feel like you're leaving behind. Listen, let me just testify to you guys right quick. Let me just be 100. I was in a relationship that I knew that was outside the will of God, but I loved being in a relationship. I loved the person that I was with. I felt like it was the will of the Father. And one day I went to church and I started allowing the Holy Spirit to move in my life. God began to freak me out because he began to change some things in my life. And so he was telling me that I needed to leave this person. I said, my God, I got to leave. And he was like, yes, you're going to have to leave this person. I said, God, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. And I challenged God. I said, God, if I hear your voice, I said I would leave. And I heard God's voice and he told me that I had to leave. And when I made a decision to leave, y'all, there was a lot of things that I left behind. I left my car that was in my name. I left my house that was in my name. All the bills were in my name. I left my motorcycle that was in my name. Furniture that I had purchased that was in my name. And sometimes when you make a decision, you have to leave some of the things that you consider valuable. Because once you make a decision, the Lord will give you back those things. When you make a decision that glorifies God, that pleases him, make a decision out of obedience, God will give you the things that you are leaving behind. Because some of you all are so busy looking at all of the things that are behind you. You're so busy looking at all of the things that you're leaving in order to make this decision for God. And so now you're staying because of material stuff. Now you're staying because of what it looks like, what it appears to be. You're staying. But watch this. Let me fast forward. Everything that I left, do you understand me? Everything that I left within a few years, God had given it back to me. Everything. He gave me that same house back that I left. He gave me that same vehicle back that I left. And because God, he rewards us, he gave me double for my trouble. Yeah, I left one house and I still got it today. And we done built 2 other houses from the ground up since then. I just want to testify, not being bragger, but I want to just testify that when you make a decision and you make a choice to do something and you do it according to the will of God, you will never lose. You will never miss out. Initially, when I left, when I made a decision to leave, it was very hard. It was very difficult because my emotions was in the way. My emotions was in the way. I kept saying, God, I'm lonely now. I kept saying, God, you know, what about me? I love this person. I want to be with them. I kept saying all of these things to God. And there was a part of me that even wanted to go back to the relationship because I didn't want to be alone. I was so comfortable with the lifestyle that we had built. And the Lord just kept saying, D, you can't go back. Keep pushing forward. Change your focus. And so when I made the decision to leave, leaving was a hard choice, but staying gone was even harder for me. Because some of you all will make the choice and the decision initially to do the right thing, but it's keeping that decision. And that was the hardest thing for me, is that I had to keep a decision. God was like, hold on to the decision that you made to leave. And I did that. And once I did that, God began to restore my life because I made a decision. I made a choice. And I know that we're preparing to go into the new year. And thank you guys so much for sharing this out. Hey, Denise. Hey, Pam. Hey, Kamika. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Victoria. I know that you're making a decision to go into the new year. But there's some choices and some decisions that you're going to have to make before you get there. And if you don't make the right choice, if you don't do what God has called you to do, you're going to forfeit what God has for you. He said that you can't serve both. He said, how long are you going to sit here and waver between two opinions? Why sit ye here and die? Some of you all know that the place that you're in is not the place that God had for you. Some of you all know that you've been making decisions outside the will of God. When are you going to get fed up and say, you know what? I'm about to pursue life. I'm about to do what God has called me to do. What about Lot's wife? Lot, God told Lot, he said, I want you to take all your family. He gave Lot an opportunity to take his kindreds with him. But he said, nobody must look back. And as they were running, leaving one country, going to another, guess who looked back? It was Lot's wife. It was his soulmate. It was the one that he had spent his life with. And the Bible said that she dissipated. I mean, she died because she went back. And I want to ask you guys today, if you don't make a choice or make a decision, could it be possibly that you would die where you are? Because you want to hold on to what's behind you instead of what's ahead of you. Lot's wife was so connected to, the Bible never say what she was connected to that was in a past. We don't know why she was looking back, but for the simple fact that she had to make a choice. And God told her, look, God gave her the order. Don't look back. And so she had a choice. She had to make a decision whether she was going to move ahead or look back. And watch this. She was moving ahead, but she was looking back at the same time. Somebody need to catch hold of that. She was looking ahead. I mean, she was moving ahead, but she was looking back. You can't do both. You can't do both. You're going to have to make a choice. You're going to make a decision. Either you're going to move forward and have all of your focus in one direction, or you're going to just look back and it could possibly kill you. It could possibly destroy you because you want to hold on to what lies behind you instead of what lies ahead of you. Now watch the strength that came from Lot. And this is what I want to prophesy over you today is a Lot's anointing on your life. That even when his wife decided to turn back, Lot had to make a choice and a decision right then whether or not he was going to look back like his wife. Because some of us would have been so caught up emotionally and losing the people that are so precious to us that we would have forfeited our own future. What would have happened if Lot would have looked back? But Lot had to make a choice right then. Listen, I can't go back even if my wife want me to. Oh my God. See, some of you all feel like that you stuck and you can't move forward because of your spouse. But Lot had to make a choice. If he was going to be like, Lot had to make a choice whether or not he was going to be like his spouse. And so saying that my husband not doing certain things or my spouse not doing a certain thing, yeah, no. That has nothing to do with it. God is saying that this is an independent decision that you're going to have to make. Lot had to make an independent choice and decision whether he was going to look back or not, even though his spouse looked back. Y'all need to hear me. And I know this is prophetic because I'm trying to get to work. God want to talk to us about our choices and our decisions and why we can't keep blaming people for where we are when you have to make a choice. And in that moment, Lot, he made a choice. He was like, my God. He was like this. I look from my peripheral view, but I won't look back. I'm going to keep moving ahead. I may see you from my side view, but I won't look back. And I don't care who decide to stay in the past. I don't care who decide that they don't want to move ahead. In this next season, I'm encouraging you to hold on to your coffee. Don't allow another drip, you understand, to fall. Don't allow nothing else to spill from this cup. Don't allow it. God will give you a strategic plan and show you how to hold on to this and everything that you're carrying and what you feel that is precious to you. Because you know that God has called you to a higher place, but you're asking God, how am I going to maintain everything that I have? How am I going to maintain my household? How am I going to take care of my children? How am I going to still work this 9 to 5? How am I going to pay these bills? God is saying if you just learn how to hold on to this one thing, he'll give you strategy for everything else. He'll give you strategy. He'll give you strategy. And whatever that strategy is, be willing to do it. even if it make you look foolish, even it look like, you know, feel like you done reneged on what you said. Because a lot of us will stay in a place, in a position, because we told everybody, well, this God told me to marry him. So we'll hold on to him. And we know good and well that we can't even admit, I missed that. And that's how I would be. I'll be like, hun, I'll be like, I miss God. I'm sorry. He must not said that. And it's okay. And you guys got to be okay with that. You got to be okay with that. Don't be willing to hold on to stuff or people because you're afraid of what they may say. How they may judge you because you said it was God 1 minute and now. Because, you know, wisdom and maturity will get us to a place where we realize that it wasn't even God. We say that it was God. But once we start to mature and once we obtain wisdom, we were like, oh, no, that was never God. And you have to be okay with that. You got to be okay with that. Hey, Crystal, I love you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you so much for, you know, just sharing this video out. And I just want to encourage you as you go into 2019, just make the choices and the decisions that please God and don't worry about anything else. I'm telling you, don't worry about people, because please believe as they're making choices and decisions in their life, they're not worrying about you. All you got to be concerned about is not spilling the good stuff, trying to maintain everything else. I love you guys. Be blessed. And until we meet again, I will see you guys at the top. Toodles for now.